The Provider Cost of Quality Calculator, which we'll refer to as the PCQC, is a free, publicly accessible, and easy-to-use web-based tool that calculates the cost of quality for a childcare center or a childcare home. The intent of the PCQC is to help state policymakers and other stakeholders understand the costs associated with delivering high-quality childcare. The tool can estimate revenues and expenses at different levels of quality and demonstrate whether there is a gap between the cost of providing quality care and the income or revenue a provider is able to earn. Knowing the size of that gap at different quality levels can help inform the design of policies, financial incentives, and supports for childcare providers. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn how to access resources to support your use of the PCQC and how to enter data. So let's get started. To access the PCQC, you'll go to the Child Care Technical Assistance Network website and click on the Provider Cost of Quality Calculator link. Once you've entered a username and password, you can begin using the tool. To save time, it's a good idea to use the data collection template to gather all of your state's unique information before you start entering data into the PCQC. You can see that these fields to the right show that, for some elements, default values are included. You can use these default values, which are based on national and state-level data, or include data that more accurately represents a provider in your state. We recommend that you read the user guide before entering any data and refer to it frequently. It's accessible here under Resources and includes detailed instructions on using the PCQC. Once you've read the user guide and collected your data, you'll enter provider-level data in each of these tabs across the top for a center or a home. You'll notice that there's an expense and revenue statement at the top of every page. As you enter information into the tool, the expense and revenue statement is continuously updated to reflect these changes. You begin by selecting your state or territory and the descriptors for your state or territory's age group categories. You'll then proceed to enter cost drivers for a center, including non-personnel and personnel cost drivers. On the next tab, you'll enter the cost drivers for a home. You can then begin entering the cost and revenue data related to higher levels of quality, including salaries, ratios, group size, and additional cost drivers. Each of these elements can be entered for each level of your state or territory's QRIS. You'll also enter information related to quality level for homes. Next, you'll enter reimbursement rates and tuition rates for homes and centers for each age level and QRIS level. And now you've arrived at the site profile page, the most exciting portion of the tool. At this point, you have just a few more fields to complete, and then you can easily change all of these elements to see how they affect net revenue. For example, the type of care, quality level, number of classrooms, percent of subsidy, and program efficiency. After you've created a scenario for a center or a home at different quality levels, you can create additional scenarios. Instead of starting from scratch, you can select Save As and retitle the scenario. As you create scenarios, you may find it useful to compare the data elements of each scenario. To do this, click on Download Results. You can view or print your scenarios here. This provides a good way to keep track of the data that you've entered for your scenarios. Additional resources on the PCQC are available under the Resources tab, including 2 issue briefs that provide examples of how specific cost drivers impact a provider's net revenue. If you have additional questions, you can email occqualitycenter@icfi.com. We hope that this demonstration has helped you understand how to use the PCQC. You can send feedback from any page of the PCQC, which will help us make future improvements. We hope you'll be in touch.